English Leap Podcast.
From Learn English through real debates.
Welcome to today's podcast. Let me start with a simple question. Is democracy stronger with a president or a king?
That's an interesting question. To be honest, both systems have strengths and weaknesses.
But I prefer a president. I see what you mean.
Maybe, but kings represent stability. Stability is important for society.
Let me explain my position. Presidents are elected by the people.
That's true. But elections can divide people.
Exactly. Democracy can be noisy. But disagreement is normal.
I don't completely disagree. Still, conflict slows decisions.
At the same time, democracy protects freedom. Leaders can be replaced peacefully.
That's a strong argument. Accountability matters in leadership.
Kings are not accountable to voters. That worries me.
It depends on the monarchy type. Constitutional kings have limited power.
In other words, democracy still controls power.
Yes, and kings become symbols. Symbols unite people emotionally.
Young people want representation. They want to choose leaders.
I agree with that. Participation increases engagement.
Democracy requires responsibility. Education plays a key role.
Not everyone is ready for democracy. That is a real challenge.
Still, democracy allows correction. Bad leaders can be removed.
I understand your opinion now. The best system fits the people.
Let me ask you something. Do people trust leaders today?
Trust is decreasing, actually. Many citizens feel disconnected.
That's why accountability matters. Presidents answer to voters.
Kings answer to history. Their role is long-term.
Long-term vision is valuable, but power needs limits.
I agree. Limits are necessary. Absolute power is dangerous.
History proves that clearly. Abuse destroys trust.
Trust keeps societies stable. Stability reduces conflict. Stability reduces conflict.
Democracy can feel unstable sometimes, but it allows change.
Change can scare people, especially older generations.
That's understandable. Change should be gradual.
Gradual change works better. It reduces resistance.
Democracy with presidents is better. That's my clear position.
If presidents are better, why do democracies still fail?
Presidents allow people to choose leaders directly.
People choosing leaders does not mean good leaders.
Look at successful democracies with presidents today.
One or two examples don't prove anything.
Then monarchies also fail by your logic.
I never said monarchies are perfect.
So admit presidents are more accountable.
Accountability depends on culture, not systems.
Political scientists agree elections increase accountability.
Honestly, I don't understand what you're trying to prove.
The audience knows elections give people power.
You sound very confident for weak arguments.
So you think people should never vote?
Some societies function better without constant elections.
Then let's cancel elections everywhere.
Maybe chaos is better than fake democracy.
Thank you. You just proved my point.
I disagree, but the public will decide.
My position is clear. Democracy works best when leaders fear accountability.
You exaggerate fear. Stability matters more than constant political anxiety.
Stability without accountability becomes silent oppression.
That's an emotional claim, not supported by concrete evidence.
History proves unchecked power always abuses citizens eventually.
You generalize rare failures to discredit entire monarchies.
Rare failures? Name one monarchy without abuse.
I won't follow your trap of selective examples.
Avoiding examples means avoiding uncomfortable truths.
Or refusing manipulation designed to impress the audience.
The audience deserves honesty, not royal symbolism.
Symbols unify nations when politics divides people.
Unity without participation is obedience, not democracy.
Participation often leads to confusion and short-term thinking.
Confusion is part of freedom. Silence is not.
That slogan sounds good, but ignores governance realities.
Reality improves when leaders listen, not inherit power.
Inheritance can ensure continuity when societies lack political maturity.
Calling citizens immature is a convenient excuse for control.
I never said immature, just unprepared for constant confrontation.
Constant confrontation is how societies correct mistakes.
Or how they paralyze decision-making and waste time.
Speed without debate creates fast but dangerous decisions.
That assumes debate always improves quality, which is unproven.
Every major reform came after intense public debate.
You cherry-pick successes and ignore chaotic failures.
Failures teach lessons. Monarchies hide theirs.
That's an accusation, not an argument.
Fine. Then explain how citizens remove a bad king.
Constitutional limits, councils, and tradition restrain kings.
Traditions don't vote, people do.
Voting doesn't guarantee wisdom, only popularity.
Popularity reflects public needs, not royal comfort.
Now you're insulting monarchy instead of debating systems.
Strong systems survive criticism. Weak ones fear it.
You claim victory without addressing democratic instability.
Instability is temporary. Lost freedoms are permanent.
That's a dramatic exaggeration designed to scare listeners.
Fear protects freedoms when history is remembered.
Or it manipulates emotions instead of informing reason.
Distortion happens when people refuse accountability and hide behind tradition.
Tradition can guide societies when politics becomes unstable and emotional.
You assume citizens are too emotional to decide wisely.
I assume power needs continuity, not constant electoral chaos.
Chaos is your favorite word to silence democratic criticism.
Criticism without solutions is just noise for the audience.
The audience understands accountability better than royal privilege.
Privilege exists in democracies too, just hidden behind elections.
I strongly believe democracies function better under elected presidents because accountability ensures leadership responsibility and transparency.
I disagree because constitutional monarchies demonstrate long-term stability, and several countries historically maintained prosperity under monarchs.
Stability without citizen participation creates silent societies where people obey rules but rarely influence political decisions.
That assumes citizens always desire political involvement, which you have not scientifically demonstrated anywhere.
People protest globally demanding voting rights, proving participation is essential and universally desired.
You exaggerate isolated protests to generalize global political behavior, which weakens your argument logically.
Let me explain clearly. Elections allow removing incompetent leaders, preventing long-term damage to national institutions.
Kings raised within royal traditions often receive superior leadership training compared to inexperienced elected politicians.
Training does not guarantee moral integrity, and history shows educated monarchs still abused their authority.
History also proves democratic presidents abused power despite constitutional restrictions and public promises.
At least, democratic systems provide institutional mechanisms to investigate corruption and punish leaders legally.
Those mechanisms sometimes fail completely. Demonstrating democracy cannot guarantee protection against political corruption.
You focus on failures but ignore successful democratic reforms, improving education, healthcare, and social equality globally.
I question whether those improvements result from democracy or simply economic development and technological progress.
Democracies encourage innovation by protecting freedoms, which indirectly stimulate economic and technological advancement.
That sounds appealing to the audience, but you avoid discussing democratic inefficiency during urgent national crises.
Emergency decisions under monarchy risk authoritarianism because citizens cannot challenge centralized authority effectively.
You exaggerate authoritarian risks while ignoring monarchies successfully coordinating national unity during historical wars.
National unity should originate from citizens voluntarily cooperating rather than obeying inherited authority structures.
Your argument assumes inherited authority automatically creates oppression, which you never conclusively demonstrated.
Citizens electing leaders reflect social maturity and political awareness, strengthening democratic accountability systems.
Many citizens vote emotionally rather than rationally, proving elections can produce incompetent leadership choices.
Emotional voting occurs everywhere, but democratic debate educates citizens gradually through public political discussion.
Public debates often become theatrical performances instead of serious policy analysis and constructive decision-making.
Even theatrical debates increase transparency, allowing citizens to observe leadership competence and rhetorical responsibility.
Transparency sometimes exposes weaknesses, reducing international confidence and damaging national political credibility.
Hiding weaknesses prevents improvement, while transparency encourages institutional learning and administrative reform.
Your confidence in transparency assumes political actors always behave ethically, which is unrealistic historically.
Ethical behavior improves when systems impose accountability through legal frameworks and democratic monitoring institutions.
Monarchies also impose moral expectations through cultural traditions, historical symbolism, and societal respect mechanisms.
Cultural expectations cannot replace enforceable laws, guaranteeing citizens protection against leadership abuse.
Laws require enforcement institutions, and corrupt democratic institutions sometimes ignore legal accountability entirely.
Imperfect democratic institutions still allow reform through elections, unlike hereditary systems resistant to structural change.
You underestimate monarchies' adaptability, since several modern monarchies successfully transformed into democratic hybrid systems.
Those transformations succeeded because democratic pressure forced monarchies to reform their traditional authority.
That interpretation ignores voluntary royal reforms inspired by social responsibility and long-term national vision.
Voluntary reforms remain unreliable because future monarchs might abandon reforms without constitutional accountability mechanisms.
Constitutional monarchies legally limit royal authority, proving monarchies can integrate democratic governance structures effectively.
If monarchies require constitutional limits, then democratic frameworks already represent superior governing foundations, logically.
Or monarchies demonstrate flexibility by combining tradition and democracy, achieving political balance unavailable in pure systems.
Conflict encourages diverse opinions, and diverse opinions improve decision quality through collective intelligence and debate.
You romanticize disagreement while ignoring its ability to create social division and political paralysis.
Social division often reveals hidden problems, allowing societies to solve issues before they become dangerous crises.
That assumes societies always solve conflicts peacefully, which history repeatedly disproves through violent revolutions.
Revolutions frequently occurred because monarchies refused reforms and suppressed citizens demanding political participation.
You blame monarchies entirely, ignoring revolutions caused by economic collapse and foreign political interference. Adjusting policies constantly demonstrates weakness and lack of long-term political vision and leadership stability.
Flexibility shows adaptability, and adaptable systems historically survive longer than rigid political structures.
Rigid traditions sometimes protect national identity from rapid social changes and cultural instability.
National identity evolves naturally, and preventing change risks isolating societies economically and culturally.
You exaggerate isolation risks because several traditional monarchies maintain strong global economic partnerships successfully.
Those partnerships often rely on democratic economic policies rather than purely royal authority structures.
You assume monarchies cannot develop modern economic systems independently, which oversimplifies political complexity.
Citizens trusting elected leaders strengthens social contracts between government institutions and national populations.
Citizens sometimes elect leaders using misinformation, demonstrating democracy's vulnerability to propaganda and manipulation.
Monarchies also manipulate public perception through controlled media and symbolic national narratives.
You generalize exceptional authoritarian monarchies while ignoring transparent constitutional monarchies functioning democratically.
Constitutional monarchies succeed mainly because democratic institutions supervise royal authority and legislative power.
Or they succeed because royal symbolism inspires national unity and emotional loyalty among citizens.
Emotional loyalty cannot replace rational evaluation of leadership performance and policy effectiveness.
Rational evaluation alone ignores human psychology, which heavily influences political behavior and public stability.
Democratic education programs improve political awareness and encourage responsible participation among future generations.
Education systems sometimes become political indoctrination tools, promoting specific democratic ideological narratives.
Every political system risks ideological influence, but democratic pluralism allows competing viewpoints and intellectual balance.
Competing viewpoints often create confusion among citizens and reduce confidence in national governance structures.
Citizens exposed to diverse opinions develop critical thinking skills essential for responsible democratic participation.
Critical thinking sometimes produces excessive skepticism, weakening respect toward leadership and institutional authority.
Respect must be earned through transparent governance, not inherited through traditional royal lineage.
Heritage creates continuity, and continuity offers stability essential for national historical identity preservation.
Continuity without reform risks preserving outdated governance practices ineffective for modern global challenges.
Modern monarchies adapt gradually, avoiding sudden political instability caused by rapid democratic transitions.
Gradual adaptation often delays necessary reforms and allows inefficient governance structures to persist unnecessarily.
Rapid reforms sometimes create chaos. Demonstrating careful political evolution prevents national economic collapse.
Democratic debates allow societies to test reform ideas before implementing risky national transformations.
Testing reforms publicly exposes national weaknesses, encouraging foreign political interference and economic vulnerability.
Foreign interference threatens all political systems, but democratic alliances often strengthen collective international defense.
Alliances sometimes pressure democracies into external conflicts, sacrificing national interests for ideological partnerships.
Democratic elections empower citizens, strengthening legitimacy because leaders gain authority directly from popular approval.
Popular approval fluctuates emotionally, meaning legitimacy becomes unstable and dependent on temporary public moods.
Emotional public reactions still represent genuine societal concerns governments must address responsibly.
Governments reacting emotionally risk implementing short-sighted policies, damaging long-term national prosperity.
Democratic institutions balance emotional public demands with legal and constitutional constraints, protecting stability.
Legal constraints also exist within constitutional monarchies. Demonstrating your argument does not exclude royal systems.
Constitutional monarchies function effectively because democratic institutions hold ultimate governing power over royal symbolism.
Royal symbolism strengthens national identity, providing emotional cohesion democratic bureaucracies often fail to achieve. Accountability exists culturally in monarchies because royal reputation influences public respect and historical legacy.
Cultural responsibility cannot replace legal enforcement mechanisms guaranteeing equal protection under national laws.
Legal equality sometimes exists theoretically but fails practically when democratic elites manipulate institutional power.
Democratic transparency exposes elite manipulation, enabling investigative journalism and independent judicial oversight.
Media independence sometimes becomes political propaganda disguised as investigative journalism, supporting ideological agendas.
Competing media narratives allow citizens to compare perspectives and form independent political conclusions.
Too many perspectives create information overload, confusing citizens and weakening rational political participation.
Political education programs teach citizens to analyze information critically and avoid manipulation effectively.
Education systems often promote ideological narratives benefiting democratic political structures rather than neutral knowledge.
Every education system contains bias, but democratic pluralism allows ideological diversity and academic debate.
Ideological diversity sometimes creates political fragmentation, weakening national unity and social trust.
National unity built through diversity encourages innovation, adaptability, and broader social representation.
Diversity without shared traditions risks destroying historical continuity, essential for cultural identity preservation.
Cultural identity evolves naturally, and resisting change risks isolating nations from global cooperation.
You exaggerate global cooperation benefits while ignoring economic exploitation through international political alliances.
Democratic alliances promote mutual protection agreements, strengthening economic and military international cooperation.
Alliances sometimes pressure countries into conflicts unrelated to their national interests or cultural values.
Collective security prevents larger conflicts by deterring aggressive nations through coordinated international defense systems.
Collective security sometimes creates dependency, weakening national sovereignty and independent political decision-making.
Sovereignty strengthens when citizens influence governance rather than obey hereditary leadership structures. Election unpredictability allows societies to correct political mistakes through peaceful institutional leadership transitions.
Leadership transitions sometimes create governmental paralysis, delaying urgent economic and social reforms.
Temporary political paralysis remains preferable to permanent authoritarian leadership without citizen accountability.
You exaggerate authoritarian risks because modern constitutional monarchies operate democratically with balanced governance.
Balanced governance exists because democratic institutions supervise royal authority and national decision-making processes.
Or democratic systems rely unconsciously on symbolic monarchy traditions to maintain emotional national unity.
Emotional unity should arise from shared democratic values rather than inherited historical leadership symbolism.
Historical symbolism preserves national memory, providing stability during political and cultural transformation periods.
Memory should guide societies forward, rather than restrict political evolution and democratic institutional progress.
Your progress doesn't end here. To keep improving your speaking and listening skills, explore more debates by clicking on the next video.